Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Twitter for our WWE NXT Halloween Havoc 2022 preview, where we're going to be giving you our predictions for the card this Saturday on the Peacock WWE Network. I am here with the face and the ace of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, one of the co-hosts, one of the three co-hosts of NX3, watching NXT each and every week on a Tuesday night. He's here on a Thursday. It's Romeo.
What's up? What's up? I'm here every day, SP3. Every damn day I'm here.
They don't see you on a Thursday, yo. Usually Thursday
Thursday,
is your day off from this channel for the NFL
right.
season, at least.
But yeah, I'm still somewhere in the True Hill Heat universe, though. Always.
We appreciate that, and we appreciate everyone joining us live here. It's a Thursday, so you're probably saying, where's AE Ramble? You can check out on demand AE Ramble number 64, since Dynamite was on a Tuesday this week. We did AE Ramble on Wednesday. Don't worry, next week, me and Jimmy will be back here at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time on a Thursday to review AEW Dynamite. But we wanted to fulfill you with some True Hill Heat content, so we're going to give you our NXT Halloween Havoc preview here and show your appreciation for that by dropping a thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here, and of course, check out all the other platforms that we featured on. But we got to get into Halloween Havoc, and we want to hear from you. Let's hear your predictions, your thoughts on the card in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But the best way to have your comment highlighted on screen is with a super chat donation. It not only does that, but it also helps out the channel so much. Romeo, Halloween Havoc, first major show for NXT since Worlds Collide, where they kind of combined NXT with NXT UK. First major show since it got rebranded once again. No more colorful logo, now to white and gold. What's your thoughts going into Saturday?
I think it's an underwhelming card. Maybe the worst Halloween Havoc they've done. I don't know. There's just things here that aren't over, and there's a weird new crop of talent. Just not excited. Not excited. But usually for those kind of WWE shows, they when you don't have expectations, they actually over deliver. So
Yeah, it's best with WWE to lower your expectations because they'll usually eclipse it. They'll safely eclipse it if you do that usually. So I think if you go into it with modest thoughts about the card, I think that they will overcome it. You really liked Worlds Collide. I didn't think it was as good as you described it. So maybe they pull something out of the hat on Saturday.
we'll see. We'll see.
Romeo does not sound sold at all. A lot of interesting things going on in NXT, coming off of NXT this week that went head to head with AEW Dynamite. We had numerous main roster stars show up on the show. Kevin Owens hosted the KO show with the members of the main event on this show. Sonya Deville versus the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. You had Shinsuke Nakamura getting a win against Stax, Rhea Ripley getting a victory over Roxanne Perez. Raquel Rodriguez was disqualified against Cora Jade. So a lot of main roster, involvement on the go home show. Do you expect, before giving, you don't have to give away who you think is going to show up, do you expect main roster involvement for this Saturday show?
No.
Okay. That is fair. I mean, I did put in the
Well, let me ask you something. I guess Sonya Deville's in NXT now.
Is
count?
she? Is
I don't
she? She started a feud with Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then yes, I do expect then main roster involvement.
Okay. So that's good. So we're on the same page. I think different people, but I guess we could get into it when we get to the the card. Want to highlight some of these comments here. We got G Loke here with us saying what's happening at True Hill Heat. We got Ace who says what's up. True SP3 Romeo in chat. He also says, why is Von Wagner in the North American Championship ladder match? Brilliant question. We're going to discuss that. And John Elise says, could we see more call ups after Saturday? I guess we can answer that at the end of the preview here. Since we only have 6 matches to go through, let's start off with one of the bangers on this card here, Romeo, for the North American Championship. So let's discuss the members of this matchup. Of course, Solo Sikoa defeated Carmelo Hayes on the first NXT following Worlds Collide to win the North American Championship. It was originally supposed to be Wesley voted in by the fans, but Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams took him out. Solo Sikoa replaced them and won the North American Championship, defended against Madcap Moss, but they said enough of that. Shawn Michaels stripped Solo of the title since he wasn't officially sanctioned to be in the matchup. He held the title up. He's held it up for a month. And now we're going to decide in a 5-way ladder match with former 2-time champion Carmelo Hayes, the person who was supposed to face him that night, Wes Lee, Von Wagner, Oro Mensah from NXT UK, now on NXT, and Nathan Frazier, who's hot off the heels of an exciting trilogy with Axiom with a victory over him 2-1 to get him into this North American Championship ladder match. What do you think about the participants in this matchup, and who do you think wins, Romeo?
You know, I completely erased the way that dumb Solo Sikoa shit with Shawn Michaels.
Can't do that.
That's how we got here, and it still pisses me off just to be reminded of that, how bad that was. Awful, terrible. This match, you got the feeling it's going to start the show, right? Going to start the show off hot. And you look at the participants in this match, like Carmelo Hayes, just like, why is he here? Like he just stands out above everybody else. Like
he really does.
Nobody else is worthy of winning this except Carmelo Hayes, really. Honestly, at this point. And you know, I like that Nathan Frazier and Axiom, the best of 3 series, ended up meaning something. But honestly, you should have found a way to get Axiom in this match too, because he's just as worthy as anyone else in this match who's in it.
He's more worthy than Oro Mensah. I'll give him that.
Absolutely. I can't pick against Carmelo Hayes. I can't see a way where anyone else wins this match. Nobody else is ready. Carmelo Hayes, you know, keep him strong. I still have high hopes for him still in NXT. You could make the argument that, he doesn't need this right now because he's already been there, done that. But then that argument versus who else? I mean, I don't want to put the title right now on anybody else right here in this picture. So either it's Carmelo Hayes or it's someone not announced for this match yet. I don't know.
I think that they have done a good job of making Nathan Frazier a threat as far as like building him up in this Axiom series and the way they've kind of reacted to it coming out of that, where you can realistically see him winning here to kind of, you know, capitalize on the most momentum he's had since being come up to the NXT roster. Von Wagner, that would just be the ultimate troll job. Oro Mensah is not even slightly over. Honestly, I think that it would be a detriment to the North American division to just go back to the Carmelo Hayes reign, honestly, because you went away from that for literally no reason because you were going to strip Solo of the championship, or you just decided to strip Solo of the championship. So you really didn't need to beat Carmelo to take the title off of him. I think it would be like a step back to go back to it. So if you're going to step forward, Wes Lee has the best story. He was screwed out of the championship opportunity that he was voted in by the fans. He's had this underdog story since Nathan Nash Carter was fired from WWE about him trying to find himself. He's pulled off a couple of wins. And with WWE booking, the key to this is he was the one that got pinned for no reason in that tag team matchup on NXT this week, which made me even more confident in my pick that Wes Lee is winning this.
Disgusting if it's Wesley. Like, I hate all of this. I know what you're saying about Carmelo. I get the Carmelo point. I 100% get it, but I'd rather that than anybody else right now. I don't think Wesley is ready for that now.
I think
Wesley, to me he loses too much too. Like he's
That's what they do with their underdog baby faces in NXT. You want to know how many one-on-one matches Johnny Gargano won before he won the NXT Championship? He
Tell
was
me.
on a 3-match losing streak. So so yeah, it would fit in with the underdog baby faces that
We're
they
gonna bring this up
built
again
previously.
in another match we'll talk about.
Probably so. Keep those predictions coming in the live chat. We got Ace who agrees with me. He's also going with Wes Lee. We got John and Lee who says would have been fine with Solo defending the title at Halloween Havoc and drop it here. Like they could have found a way to have it play into his story on the main roster, because right now it seems like coming out of the Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown last week, Solo and the Bloodline, or the non-Roman Reigns members of the Bloodline, are going to feud with the Brawling Brutes. So you had the Brawling Brutes on NXT before. Why not have Solo defend the North American Championship, and then the Brawling Brutes could screw him out of it? You could have done something like that.
Are we talking like Solo a match or in this ladder match? Also a ladder match.
I would have been fine with like a multi-man match, like him defending against Carmelo and Wes, since Wes was supposed to be in the match and Carmelo was the champion. If it's a triple threat, and like the Brawling Brutes are the reason he gets distracted, and then the finish happens between the other two guys.
Well, NXT loves those ladder matches on their premium live events.
This is true. What is this? This is the second time in a year. Like this, it's a little much. A little much NXT, a little much. But we also got John Elite who says Nathan Frazier is his pick. We got Ace who says Melo should be in the NXT Championship picture. That's my number one reason why I also don't want to see Carmelo Hayes win the North American Championship again, because I feel like Bron Breakker, if when we get to the main event, we give the prediction. If he comes out with the NXT Championship, you have completely wiped through your main event scene. You need Melo to elevate up.
I agree with all of that. The NXT also loves doing champion versus champion. They're not shy about that. And I don't know how soon they're going to go into that. They could wait and hold off on that, maybe like a WrestleMania to NXT around there.
Could do that. Next, though, we got to talk about two guys who probably will be watching both the North American Championship matchup as well as the NXT Championship match, but they will be paying attention to their own match, as they're going to spin the wheel and make a deal, as it's going to be Apollo Crews going one-on-one with Grayson Waller. Apollo Crews returned to NXT just a few short months ago, and Grayson Waller kind of got under his skin, leading to a matchup between the two, where Grayson Waller pulled off one of the biggest wins of his time here in NXT by poking Apollo Crews in the eye and blinding him, a man who was talking about seeing visions of the future and proving to see visions of the future. He got blinded, so he decided to make Grayson Waller feel how he felt, I guess, fake poking out his eyes, because he was perfectly fine the next week. I don't understand this feud. But Apollo Crews is very angry with Grayson Waller after being blinded. Grayson Waller is trying to pick up another big win at a show that really marked him kind of getting more attention on NXT last year, when he I think didn't he beat LA Knight, or he lost to LA Knight to be the host of Halloween Havoc, and that started the whole feud between them.
Oh, I know how much you love feuds with that revolve around hosting something. I know how much you love that.
Oh, I love it. It tickles me dandy. I was about to get
They did it again this past week.
Yeah, I was about to get the graphic for Quincy Elliott and Shotzi being our host for this show.
Oh, it's good to see Shotzi. This is Shotzi's perfect role.
Yeah.
This
she
match
feels a lot more important here in NXT than she does on the
absolutely. This feud is terrible, awful. When they spin the wheel, make the deal. What kind of match is it going to be? Give your opponent pink eye match. This is awful. This is terrible.
An eye for an eye.
Oh my goodness, I could see that.
It would fit. It would fit.
Grayson Waller look funny with a pirate patch,
looking like Moxley in 2020. Yeah, I got Apollo Crews in this one.
I'll go Grayson Waller.
You go
I
Grayson
got no
Waller.
faith in Apollo Crews getting taken seriously.
I think he should get taken seriously because, like I said, this NXT main event scene needs some help coming out of this show. So Apollo Crews looking strong here could elevate him up to that status. But two guys who are going to be looking to be elevated thanks to a Halloween Havoc, where they're going to have their first premium live event singles match for both men here. And it will be an ambulance match. It's going to be Julius Creed going one-on-one with Damian Kemp. These two men were a part of the Diamond Mine stable, where Julius Creed has been taking more and more leadership control over the group, while Damian Kemp has been solely the bottom feeder of the Diamond Mine since the beginning of joining the group. But that led to his own jealousy and trying to tear down the Diamond Mine from within. That he worked with Tony D'Angelo as well as others to attack the Diamond Mine. He attacked Roderick Strong in the parking lot back at Worlds Collide, and then cost the Creed brothers the NXT Tag Team Championships. Following that, the Creed brothers lost their steel cage rematch against Pretty Deadly, thanks to Damian Kemp handcuffing the referee handcuffing Julius Creed to the steel cage. And then Damian Kemp first Brutus Creed and destroyed him with 10 steel chair shots. And this matchup is very important for Brutus Creed, because if Julius Creed loses, then Brutus Creed will be fired, while Damian Kemp, he has to have one more match with Brutus Creed if he loses. So very interesting stipulations, and it will be an ambulance match, which is very appropriate following Damian Kemp putting Roderick Strong in an ambulance back at Worlds Collide. So Romeo, who do you got winning this one? Creed versus Kemp.
I missed the whole you talking about the story.
I did notice that. I tried prolonging it and stretch out the story of this feud as long as I could until you popped back in.
It's all good. Who doesn't love a nice, good ambulance match? Yuck. But my guy, Julius Creed. I've been saying this from the beginning. This man is a future main eventer of WrestleMania. The kid can talk. The kid has to look. The kid can wrestle. He's athletic. He's strong. I'm all the way behind Julius Creed. That's my guy. I'm not picking against him, especially against the lesser brother.
So you're taking Damian Kemp?
No, I'm taking Creed. What are you talking
about? Okay. No. I thought you said against the lesser
brother.
Yeah. Okay. Got you.
That's the insult Creed used on him.
Yes.
You're not even the better brother in your family.
Julius Creed, man, he's been getting really good on promos. He's still very green in the ring. Don't get me wrong. He's still very green in the ring, but his raw skill has great potential. So I think he's a future. He's a guy that if he's here in NXT for like 2-3 years, I can realistically see him become NXT champion. He's that type of like freak athlete that they can groom for the next couple of years. So I'm definitely taking Julius Creed here. But I think Damian Kemp has really impressed me in this feud. I think he comes off as a whiny, annoying, very effective heel. Like he just, you hear his voice, you see his face, and you just want him to get beat up.
I think he does it better than Grayson Waller. What do you think?
Grayson Waller, Damian Kemp, at least with Damian Kemp, I can't say he's like a Family Dollar, a knockout version of something. Like Grayson Waller, I've been saying this for a while. I feel like WWE put Australia, Jeff Jarrett, and The Miz in a pot, stirred it up, and out came Grayson Waller. That's both a compliment and an insult. He's very a prototypical WWE heel, where Damian Kemp comes off like a real life bad person.
Yeah, I could see that. I like what Damian Kemp has brought to the table as well. Does Roderick Strong appear and play a role in this match?
I keep feeling that Roderick Strong's going to return and reveal that it was all a hoax and that he's a part of Damian Kemp's whole thing. Yeah. Because that whole scene that they did with Roderick in the wheelchair, I was like, I'm not convinced.
Me neither. But then that would cost Creed the match then.
I don't think he's gonna come back.
You do it after.
Okay. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it after. I think Julius Creed obviously has to win because of the stipulation. So I think he should definitely win. But an ambulance match is something like you close the door and the person who got closed in the ambulance can easily just come back out after somebody attacks Julius.
They're gonna open that ambulance and somebody's gonna be in there, whether it's Strong or the other Creed Brutus. Somebody's gonna be in there waiting for somebody.
I can see both of those. Next, we got to talk about another personal rivalry that has been building and brewing over the last couple of months, as it's going to be Roxanne Perez going one-on-one with Cora Jade. Spin the wheel, make a deal, and it landed on Weapons Wild, where everything is legal. Good friends, better enemies. These two women, Cora Jade, opened the door.
I see what they did there.
It opened the door to NXT for Roxanne Perez, and Roxanne came in running very fast. She accomplished a lot, winning the the first ever women's breakout tournament and earning a shot at the NXT Women's Championship. She then teamed up with Cora Jade to finally allow Cora to win her first championship gold in NXT, and then she wanted to follow that up the week later after winning the tag team gold with winning the NXT Women's Championship, but Cora Jade's jealousy got the better of her. She attacked Roxanne before the match, tried to take her title shot, but Roxanne recovered enough to make the match up, and then Cora screwed her over, costing her the NXT Women's Championship, and then throwing the tag team gold in the trash. Ever since then, these two women have been going back and forth. Cora Jade defeated Roxanne Perez at Heatwave in their first one-on-one matchup, but what's going to happen here in the rematch, Halloween Havoc? Who do you got, Romeo?
Roxanne should win this. I just don't have faith. Like we were talking about with the booking, the Johnny Gargano booking, like Roxanne, they don't care about protecting her. She loses every damn match clean. Cora Jade, they'll find a way. Oh, disqualification. Cora Jade does not get pinned or anything like that. I don't know. I hope Roxanne wins, gets revenge, looks like a badass with the weapons, and stands tall. But I just don't see it. I'll go Cora Jade.
Going with Cora Jade. I'm going to go with Roxanne Perez. I think that this is going to be the blow off to their feud because WWE has no patience on this feud that could have been blown off at WrestleMania weekend with the NXT Women's Championship on the line. They completely rushed and botched this entire feud. So I would not be surprised if this is the final blow off between the two. I think down the line, these two, because of how young they are, they will battle for the NXT Women's Championship. But we should have been talking about this feud on the same level that we talk about the Zayn and Owens or Bayley and Sasha or Gargano and Ciampa if they would have had any bit of patience with this.
Fair enough. Do you think this could be a solid match?
Yeah. I think if they just have a fast-paced, fun brawl, using a lot of weapons and big spots, I think this could be Cora Jade's best matchup. I think Roxanne Perez is just going to be a part of the catalog of good matches that I've seen her in already from her time as Roxy in ROH to now. And it seems like mostly everybody in the chat is going with Roxanne Perez to get the victory in this one in the Weapons Wild match.
It's got to have a nice finish. They got to have a good finish in mind.
Yeah, big spot for sure to be different from the rest of the matches on this card as well. But they're not the only women on this card, Romeo, because the NXT Women's Championship will be on the line. It will be Mandy Rose defending against Alba Fire. Alba Fire has set her sights on the NXT Women's Championship since before she was Alba Fire. When she was Kaylee Ray, when she first came here to NXT, she lost to Mandy Rose, won the Dusty Rose Tag Team Classic with Io Shirai, and then got another shot at Mandy Rose and lost in a fatal four-way back at Stand and Deliver. She's transformed, embraced her ancestors, and become Alba Fire. She's taken out everybody in her way, and now the only one left is one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions of all time. So the question is, Romeo, can Alba Fire finally win the big one in NXT, the NXT Women's Championship, after her legendary reign as NXT UK Women's Champion? Or will Mandy Rhodes become a 1-year champion if she's able to successfully defend the NXT Women's Championship at Halloween Havoc? Ladies and gentlemen, Mandy Rhodes next week will have 1 year of this legendary reign on top of NXT for Toxic Attraction. This is going to be very, 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 very interesting matchup. Along the way, in the build up to this matchup, Alba Fire kidnapped and abducted Mandy Rhodes. Mandy Rhodes was out for a number of weeks. She's defeated both members of Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. She's had Sonya Deville, Mandy Rhodes' best friend, come and attack her. She faced her on NXT this week, getting a victory over her, but she has overcome it all. She has basically been a one-woman army against Toxic Attraction and their friends, and it all comes down to Halloween Havoc. I tried to talk as long as I could about this feud. Not much here. Romeo is having technical difficulties once again, so I'll give my prediction first for this one. I'm going with Mandy Rhodes. I'm going with Mandy Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen. The era of Toxic Attraction will continue with Mandy Rose. I just think that it just makes too much sense with how they've been building up this title reign to end it right now. I don't understand why you would end it right now. And unfortunately, Alba Fire doesn't feel as hot as she once did. I mean, I think if they would have done this early on in her run as on the NXT brands is coming over from NXT UK, I think it would have been the great time to do it, especially when she was Kaylee Ray coming off that legendary run as NXT UK Women's Champion. But just now, it feels like we're getting a carbon, knockoff of Kaylee Ray and Alba Fire. The Bat and the Fire is cool. It adds a little something. It adds more character than what she previously had in her NXT career, but it doesn't make her a hotter character. You could have all the flames in the world, but she does not feel like the hot contender that can end this reign of Mandy Rhodes. So that's why I'm going with Rose. Romeo, I tried my best, but I had to be on.
No, you did good. You did good. My internet's acting up. Sorry about that, everyone.
No worries. Who you got? Rhodes versus Fire.
I agree with what you said about Alba Fire. Like, I do like her new look and presentation, but yeah, no pun intended. There's not enough heat here for Alba Fire to be the one right here in this moment in time to end Mandy Rose's long and significant and title reign. So I got Mandy Rose here, and she keeps going.
I forgot this. I guess it's like a leap year or something. So Mandy Rose has already been hit a year. They list her at 358 days on Wiki, even though her reign started October 26 last year. But I guess dates and stuff adds up to. It is going to be after next week. It'll be 365 days.
There
so
you
it
go.
will be a year. So.
You gotta go a year. You can't cut it a year short. The week before
a
year.
Like if this was I think if this was Roxanne Perez coming out of the Cora Jade feud, then I'd be like, okay, that'd be cool. Everybody thinks it's gonna go a year and you end it like a week early. That's cool. She feels like she would be the hot contender, the hot challenger to beat Mandy Rose. But Alba Fire just feels like someone they kind of threw because they didn't have any plans for Halloween Havoc.
Well, some people, John Elite saying Alba Fire is picking Alba Fire. So,
well, yeah, we got Ace who says this one is a tough one to decide. We got John Elite who says Kaylee Ray, Alba Fire, and then Ace says I will say Mandy retained. So, yeah, it could go either way. I would be surprised if Alba Fire wins, is because, like Romeo said, if you're like 8 days or 7 days away from 1 year reign, then just do it.
Yeah, and then hold a big celebration.
Exactly. But
I think we do see Sonya Deville.
You think you see Sonya Deville here?
Some kind of distraction.
Maybe. Possibly. But let's talk about what I think is the most difficult one to predict on this card, Romeo. The NXT Championship up for grabs in a triple threat match. Bron Breakker will defend against JD McDonagh, the man who won the number one contendership by defeating Tyler Bate just a number of weeks ago. And Ilja Dragunov, the former NXT UK champion who never lost his title, who had to relinquish his gold due to an injury. Ilja returned and made his presence known on NXT and set his sights on the NXT Championship following McDonagh beating Bate to become the number one contender, setting up this triple threat match. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing JD McDonagh playing mind games with both men, trying to have both men destroy each other so he can pick up the pieces. Does that happen here? Ilja Dragunov with a great line on the Go Home show, noting that the last time Bron Breakker defended the NXT Championship in a triple threat match, Romeo, he lost the NXT Championship to Dolph Ziggler. Does that happen again? Does the second reign of Bron Breakker end? Does Ilja Dragunov bring his reign of the Tsar to NXT? Or does JD McDonagh, the creepy little bastard, don't Google me, does he finally win the NXT Championship?
Ilya should have kept quiet because now that he put that in the universe, it's definitely not happening again. I think they're still scrapping up the pieces of JD McDonagh from NXT when Kevin Owens completely buried him to the ground. Bron Breakker's winning here. This is my match of the night, even with the ladder match. I think this is going to be the best match of the night. I think JD takes the pin so that you can eventually do your one-on-one still. One-on-one, Ilja Dragunov, Bron Breakker. Ilja could say, I wasn't pinned, me and you, one-on-one, Bron. And that'll be fun too, one-on-one. So yeah, I got Bron, but match of the night right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised just because Ilja and Bron just seems like such a fun matchup. I think it's going to be so fun. JD McDonagh is really good in the ring, and I think we've seen during their time in NXT UK, he works really well with Dragunov. He had a good match with Bron Breakker at Heat Wave, so I think that all three of these guys together is going to bring us something very special. Probably, arguably, the best takeover main event in well over 2 years, maybe. I think this might be. I know this is not a takeover, but premium live event for NXT. I think the last one that was like a truly great main event. I'm trying to like really rack my brain to remember because it hasn't been a nice stretch of of run. But off the top of my head, I think the last one that was truly great was Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne at Takeover Vengeance Day last year.
Well, you didn't like Tyler Bate and Bron as much as I did, but I love that. So
it was good. It was good. It wasn't as good as Balor
if Bron keeps performing like he did in that match, he is going to be amazing, spectacular. Because if he brings it in the ring like that with that athleticism, he's something else. But this is good for him. All this time in NXT is paying off. He is improving in the ring.
He's really good. AC and the Tsar, but I won't be surprised if Bron retains. I am going to go with Bron Breakker to retain. I think it's going to be very similar to what you said. However, they are going to save that Ilja and Bron feud, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think Ilja and Bron might not even face till after WrestleMania season because I think they're going to kickstart their WrestleMania main event program at Halloween Havoc when Bron Breakker wins the triple threat match and Austin Theory cashes in Money in the Bank to win the NXT Championship this Saturday. Austin Theory will walk out NXT champion, and they will build Breakker Theory as the top program on NXT.
That's just fucking stupid. Austin Theory.
Austin Theory.
Now, I'd be entertained if Austin Theory tried to, and once again something goes wrong and he can't. That would be funny.
Don't do that.
That'd pop me.
Don't do that to him. Be nice. Be
But
nice.
cashing in,
Cash it in.
Bron Breakker. What?
Cashing in.
Stop it.
Cashing
You
in.
that scared of Roman? You that scared of Roman? You're gonna go to NXT and pick on the little puppy dog Bron Breakker? Really?
John Lee asking better than Tyler Bate versus Walter. I mean, I'll be honest. I think there's only like 2 or 3 matches in NXT history that's as good as Tyler Bate versus Walter.
And they all have Walter in them too.
Yeah, I mean, the Ilja Dragunov matches is up there. Gargano Ciampa, Gargano Andrade,
Pete Dunne, Walter was also
Gargano
awesome
and Cole.
Also.
Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
That was awesome. I was there live for that one.
I thought you were gonna say Carmelo Hayes, not Austin Theory. Wow,
Austin Theory. Theory versus Breakker is happening this Saturday. You think in a Triple H world we're just gonna tease someone Money in the Bank on NXT and not have it cashed in this weekend?
No, I wouldn't be surprised like if we see him and he tries, but then once again something goes wrong, as it always seems to do with Austin Theory and cash-ins. What if it just goes all the way up to 1 year and every time he tries, he can't get it done? It's like he can't even cash it in successfully.
Frantic Girl saying, "What's up, SP3 Romeo in chat?" We also got John Lee. He says Cole versus O'Reilly. Cole versus O'Reilly is one of the most boring NXT.
Yeah. Don't get him upset, John Lee,
of all time.
Like,
yo, I am scarred by that 45-minute snore fest that was that main event of Stand and Deliver in 2020.
Hey, what was worse, that or the Edge Orton WrestleMania 45-minute disaster?
Oh, there's nothing worse than Edge and Orton. In an empty arena, just grunting, hitting each other with office equipment. Oh man, that's just rough. At least this
we're going down a rabbit hole here.
At least this one had a little bit of a crowd at the very least. But yes, Romeo, that brings us to a close for our NXT.
What a rough way to close. That and the Austin Theory stuff. Yikes. We gotta do
better.
I'm
giving you exciting stuff for Tuesday nights. I'm looking out for you, Romeo.
Austin Theory starts NXT Tuesday. It's the new NXT champion. Wow. No, I won't know how to.
It just writes itself, Romeo.
Writes itself badly. You didn't finish your sentence. Badly.
A-Town down, Benjamin down. A-Town down. A-Town down.
He's someone like who could have maybe used a little more NXT, you know, at least be an NXT champion first before the main roster. But hey.
Yeah, and Ace, that's when I first said that it probably this main event, the triple threat, will be the best one in 2 years. The first match I thought of, the best takeover main event, the last great takeover main event, the first one I thought of was Balor and O'Reilly. But then I remembered Dunn and Balor happened after that. So that's probably the last great takeover main event.
Mm-hmm.
Any call-ups after Halloween Havoc, in your opinion, Romeo?
I can't see it. Anything really good jumping off the top of my head. I mean, I
can
think
see Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams getting called up.
Right. There are people that are ready, like Carmelo Hayes, obviously. I think Toxic Attraction's ready. I think the Creed brothers have long been ready, but I think they'll stay.
I think those guys will stay. I think Hayes and Williams will get called up. We got Chilling with Chase, who says Tyler Bate versus Dunn wasn't a main event of a takeover. It was a great takeover match. It's up there. I didn't say just takeover match. I specified takeover main event. I don't think this is gonna be. I think Breakker, Dragunov, and McDonagh will be a great match. Do I think it's gonna be in the greatest takeover matches of all time? No. But takeover main event, it'll be the another great takeover main event, the first great takeover main event since last year with Vengeance Day. That it is. I specify. That's why I specify.
I think. Let me just getting off topic, but I know Carmelo Hayes is like good for the main roster, but I want to see him more in NXT. I want to see him be NXT champion. I want to see him keep working on his promos, which haven't been improving. I think there's still, you can still do something with Carmelo Hayes in NXT. in the main
I agree.
event scene.
I agree. There's definitely more for him to do. I just think that the act is really, really good. It feels main roster ready. He's main roster ready as far as the in-ring part of it. And even if he's not main roster ready with his mic skills, Trick Williams is. Trick Williams is hilarious. If it wasn't for Nyla Rose and Prince Nana, Trick Williams would be the funniest man in wrestling. Or
keep tricking NXT so he could get better in the ring.
It's fine. He could just be a manager. Just talk. Just talk. Triple H will like.
They'll be the new Hurt Business Watch.
We also got Frantic World who said Von Wagner's a SmackDown.
There's a guy that needs maybe not even more NXT. Maybe he just needs to be released.
Yeah. He's not improving enough.
Sorry, that was mean.
Chase says Braun versus Hayes should be the match. They're going to save it.
Stand and deliver.
Roster. Save it.
Stand and deliver.
Roster. Hayes is going to the main roster.
Stand and deliver. People will get hyped for that match.
This is true. Romeo, that brings us to a close for NXT Halloween Havoc preview here. We want to let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they'll see you next time on here.
True Heel Romeo, Twitter and Instagram on the True Heel Heat YouTube wrestling channel. Rated Raw Superstars, NX3, Elite Heat, Raw, NXT, Dynamite watch-alongs. By the way, I loved Tuesday night having everything on Tuesday night again. That was fun. NXT, Dynamite, just knock it all out in one night. Wednesday, you're free to just do whatever you want. Watch some sports.
Nah, you know what's gonna happen, Romeo? That was just the test run. The ROH weekly show, I wouldn't be surprised if it's on
Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
And if they draw that number and they're beating NXT like that, they'll be happy.
Yeah, and then all the people who yesterday were like, oh, AEW just beat a developmental show with a stacked lineup. Like NXT didn't have all these main roster guys on there. But mind you, that's what they said. Imagine AEW throws their developmental show against WWE's developmental show.
I think it's a strong possibility. That'd be funny. That'd be hell for me on Tuesday nights. But hey, also catch us on the sports channel like tonight. True Heel Heat Sports 63. Watching Thursday Night Football, ALCS Game 2. Also, basketball will be on Saturday. We got True UFC 280. Join us for that. And of course, Sunday, the whole football slate. A lot of sports watching over there on the sports channel.
Yes, indeed. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at True Heel Heat. Patreon.com/True Heel Heat. The Prediction Championship. True Heel Heat post show will be up later, and maybe I'll throw on a review for just our Patreon backers for showing your support. And also, anyone who isn't a Patreon backer or is, I have offered doing a live Q&A on Patreon. So let us know over on one of the posts if you want that. And twitch.tv/True Heel Heat Wrestling, one of our platforms here. We're still on the road to 100 followers over there. Tonight, we go live 8 p.m. Eastern time with Blunt Impact number 97, Impact on Access TV. Ness will be there and Chris G watching the action on Impact on Access TV with the Kingdom defending the Impact World Tag Team Championships against Heath and Rhino. So check that out later tonight. Also, here on the YouTube channel, you got AE Ramble number 64. I'm going to earn it from yesterday with myself and Jimmy reviewing this week's AEW Dynamite from Cincinnati, Ohio. And then, like Romeo said, Saturday is a big day. Not only you got THH Sports number 64 in the afternoon. In the morning, you got True Heel Heat 198 at 11:05 a.m. Eastern time, breaking down all the action from this past week and previewing NXT Halloween Havoc one last time before our watch along 8 p.m. Eastern time. On the Peacock Network. We'll be here. Romeo will be here watching NXT Halloween Havoc. So join us live for that.
And I asked you guys in the chat, will you be watching Halloween Havoc? 91% of you said yes. 8% said no. 8%. Frantic World, was that you, 8% Frantic World? I bet it was you, Frantic World.
That sounds like Frantic World, just to be the contrarian. He'll just be like, nah, fuck all that. But yes, that brings us to a close. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you're watching us on demand, remember to drop the thumbs up on the video, share with your friends, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below with your predictions for NXT Halloween Havoc this Saturday. We will see you then. For Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our NXT Halloween Havoc preview. We are signing off until next time.
Ricky, you missed it. You missed it, Ricky.